And welcome back to the Salty Ones podcast, episode 2, joined by your host Cheese and your boy Meek here. How you doing, my man?
I mean, good. We finally made the deadline, at least.
Yes,
We
sir.
had to delay it.
1 week deadline.
Yep.
The first episode did come out late. It drops, I think, yesterday or on Wednesday. I don't know when this episode is gonna be dropping, but yeah, I was busy over the weekend. I couldn't really upload it, but we're back for episode 2. Surprisingly, because most podcasts that start out, they have one episode and they're dead right after, but we're here. Um, yeah,
About upload.
yeah, with an upload, man. Yeah. So we're gonna go right into it, man. We talked about Kyrie in the last pod for the first episode, and there's been some new information. I did mention that he was suspended by the Brooklyn Nets, but did you see that there was like a checklist that Kyrie had to do in order to fulfill to like get back onto the court? Have you seen that?
No, I actually haven't. Like, I did see his apology,
Okay.
and like, it kind of seemed a little like just in the moment because it's like he was apologizing because of the fact that he was suspended.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I'm not gonna lie. It's literally like a checklist. Like he has to do so many things just to get back on the court, and I mean we've talked about it. We talked about it last pod, and in my opinion, it's overblown as hell. LeBron has come out and tweeted about the Kyrie situation. He did say like in a press conference, like post games after one of his games with the Lakers, he did say that like he didn't respect Kyrie for what he did, but he did later come out with a tweet, as I mentioned before today, saying that what's happening with Kyrie and the whole situation, it's being completely overblown. Yeah, how do you feel about the situation? I don't think I got your opinion on that.
I mean, I haven't really been following up too much on it. Like, the last thing I really saw was like his apology.
Yeah,
And
which we
I did. I
he-
think I did see LeBron did tweet that out, but I just didn't like read it or really like look at it. But I also did see a tweet saying basically it's like him saying like this is a little overblown.
Yes. Let's see. I'm trying to find it on my Twitter timeline. Oh, I found it. Shout out Shams. Okay, I'm gonna read it out. What Kyrie has to do. I'm gonna read it word by word. So, Nets have delivered Kyrie Irving 6 items he must complete to return to the team. Number one,
Wait,
yeah, 6 things he has to do.
6 items or 6 things? Okay,
Oh,
right.
the same thing. Same thing.
Okay.
Number one, apologize and condemn the movie that he like quote unquote promoted. Like he put the link to the movie, apologize about
Yeah,
it, which he
I
did.
mean, that makes sense.
Donate $500,000 to anti-hate causes, sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with
Okay.
ADL Jewish leaders, meet with
Okay.
Joe Tsai, the Brooklyn Nets owner, to demonstrate an understanding. Now here's the
Okay.
thing, bro. Like I understand like why people may be mad, as I mentioned before, but the stuff that he has to do, I'm not gonna lie. If I was Kyrie, like yeah, you have to complete these things, but I'm not gonna lie. Would it be bad if he were to retire? Like, I know that sounds
The funniest
crazy.
part is too, like I was scrolling through Instagram like earlier today, and I saw it said like it was one of like the joke accounts where it's just they try to prank you by like giving you fake news.
Yeah, they impersonate like reporters
they
and shit.
impersonate-
Yeah.
Yeah, Woj or like NBA on ESPN, and I saw it said breaking news: Kyrie Irving has retired from the NBA.
Yeah.
And then I clicked on the account, and I'm like, oh, it's a fake one.
Yeah. Oh, yo, there's so many fake Twitter accounts. We'll get into
Yeah.
that, man. Like, oh, it's so bad. But, I kind of find it crazy that he has to do all this. Now, of course, he's already did step one. He apologized. He went on his Instagram and, he said he wasn't informed that it was going to offend so many people. And I don't know if you've seen like the interviews that he's done like post like the press conferences
Yeah.
he's done with the Nets, but there's been a couple of videos of like the reporters trying to get Kyrie to like get a reaction out of him for posting that
Yeah.
posting that link. It's crazy because like all he did was post that link, right? And it's like
Yeah.
I mentioned it last pod, but he was trying to inform about like I think it's like the Black Hebrews or something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the movie. You haven't watched the
haven't.
movie, so we don't really know like what the information is about. But I mean, people have said that there has been like anti-Semitic values and Jewish hate speech in it. So I understand why people are upset, but it's like with what Kyrie has to do in order to accomplish just to get back onto the court, it's completely overblown. Like it's like god damn,
There were some reports I'd seen that like apparently he didn't even know like the full context of the movie. Because, like,
Wait, for real?
Like apparently, I heard from like some like sources they were just like, oh yeah, he apparently just didn't know either.
Nah, that's crazy, man.
And if
No,
like that's the case, it's just gonna make him like look like an asshole.
no,
Not even
no,
like an asshole. He's gonna look like like stupid.
bro. I just feel bad because like the media is. Here's the thing, man. The media, when it comes to cancel culture and shit, like they're picking and choosing on who gets to like be canceled or who gets to be condemned by the public. So with this whole Kyrie situation, do you know what's happening with Brett Favre? Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, like something with like his like he like pocketed money or something like that.
Yeah, essentially he used a program in Mississippi to essentially take money from the poor. Like there was a
Yeah.
like a funding program
Mhm.
in Mississippi to
Yeah.
like provide money to like the poor people in the state, right? And
Right.
something like that. I don't know the exact specifics. And apparently Brett Favre, along with a bunch of like higher ups in the Mississippi state
Mhm.
government, they used that money in order to build a volleyball stadium for like his
Mhm.
daughter, for because
Yeah.
like she's on the volleyball team for a college in Mississippi, and it's crazy because it's like, bro, like what's it called? Mississippi's the poorest state in the country. Among the
Yeah.
U.S. is the poorest state. I think like what 25% of the country or 20% of the state is contains poor people or something like that,
Plus
which
Detroit
is
isn't
which is
hasn't reached
insane.
it.
That's insane, So seeing something like that, Brett Favre stealing, and the media, they're just completely ignoring it. I know now, like I've heard like the FBI is like investigating it, so that's good.
Yeah.
Because what Brett Favre is doing, I don't care how good he was in the NFL. What he's scamming people, bro. He's taking money from the poor and building a volleyball stadium. Like I'm gonna be real, bro. Like who's coming to a volleyball game? Like okay, let me reword that. There's volleyball fans out there. Shout out High Q. You know what I'm saying? But
Just because you want actually does not mean you
no,
love volleyball.
I'm playing. But I'm just saying, like, why are you building a volleyball stadium? You can just use a basketball court to use a to make a volleyball court. You know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of money. I think he took like a total of like $500,000 or some shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fucking money. And bro, Brett Favre he's made millions.
Yeah.
He's made millions when playing in the NFL. He's made millions from the Wrangler commercials and shit. And it's kind of crazy how the media is like, they're only picking one person to get on, and it's with Kyrie, and also with Joe Tsai. I wanted to mention that. Do you know like he's the Brooklyn Nets owner? Just to clarify.
Yeah, I knew he's the majority owner.
And apparently, he's what's it called? He is funding money to China to like exterminate Muslims. Like there's been concentration camps in China to like
Yeah.
kill Muslims, which is crazy. Like that's another Holocaust in itself, right? And the fact that a guy like Joe Tsai is coming out publicly and condemning Kyrie, it's incredibly hypocritical because he's funding
Yeah.
money to kill another religious group all over
Yeah.
all over some beliefs, all over
Mhm.
all over a group of people who have different beliefs. So it's just like
Yeah.
looking into this is just like, oh man, the media is picking and choosing. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Like, I mean, it does seem very hypocritical. I do actually remember the report being like back in like beginning of 2020 that there were like concentration camps going on in China,
Mm-hmm. And it's
and
still,
like
yeah, keep going. Sorry.
yeah, and it's just that it's crazy how it's like still an issue.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that the media is like deliberately ignoring it is crazy to me because
Yeah.
what Kyrie did is so minuscule to what to
Okay.
what's happening to what Joe Tsai's like promoting essentially. Like like if we're gonna use the terminology like Kyrie's promoting an anti-Semitic movie, this guy, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, he's promoting something insane, another Holocaust essentially. And the fact that what are you gonna say?
Well, like let's be honest. I feel like most NBA owners are just assholes in general. Most of them,
Yeah, I feel you.
because
on that.
because they own like a sports team, and then they have a bunch of power when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is sad, man. Like I want to see Kyrie back on the court. He's one of my favorite players ever. So it's just like
I
it's.
I agree.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be honest. I was not a big Kyrie guy. I
That's
thought he was pretty
fine.
overrated.
Oh, fair enough. Hey man, he's better than Curry though, right? He's better than Curry.
I think it was.
Nah, I'm playing.
No.
I'm playing. Yo, at one point I did thought Kyrie was better than Curry, and that was because of the shot in the finals when he hit it on him in Game 7. But like, yeah, Kyrie's better, of course. We know that. But
Well, I mean, I feel like the whole thing was that like him demanding a trade out of Cleveland because he wanted to be the main guy, and then I think because it kind of showed how much of a ball hog he was. Fast forward to like Boston, like the 1 year he played because he was hurt. Then he was pointing the finger at everyone,
that's
and then
true.
like all of a sudden, and then he comes, and even like too like when he was hypocritical, he said, "Oh, I want to re-sign here," and then fucking leaves for Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is with Kyrie, like he's a great player, but he's not like the number one guy to a championship team, right? Like he's proven that you can win a championship with him as your number two guy. You need someone at the
Yeah,
number one. I mean,
right.
the Nets have that with KD and Kyrie, but the team overall sucks, right?
I feel like they bump heads way too much though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're in the right direction though because they fired Steve Nash, and I think they've won their last two games at the time of this recording. So they're starting to turn things up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see where the Nets do. Hopefully Kyrie gets back on the court this season. I want to see him play. I want to see everyone play. I hate seeing shit like this. Kyrie's already come out and apologized. He's already basically made amends. Like he's publicly said, he said he was wrong for what he did. He wasn't informed. So the fact that he has to do all of this, it's kind of sad to see.
Yeah, let's just hope he doesn't donate that money to Antifa because they are definitely not the
Hmm.
what they think they are.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah. Now let's go into this. You listen to the new Drake album?
Yes, I did.
All right, man. How do you feel about it? We talked about it before the recording, but you
Actually,
said
no,
you had some controversial things to say. I'm trying to hear it.
well, okay, no, I like just what's your opinion first? I want to
My
ask you
opinion,
first.
I'm gonna be real here. This is the first Drake project in a while that I really liked based off the first listen. I think
Uh,
I think okay, out of 10, this is an 8 out of 10. This is me personally. I think it's an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great project. I like when Drake raps. I really enjoy it when he raps because I don't really care about when he sings. Like, bro, like I hate when Drake sings sometimes because like he be singing about how he could have banged a bitch back in 2017. Like, dude, you're 36 years old. Grow up, bro. Like, I don't care. Like, you're a grown ass man. Stop singing, bro. Like, it's just not my cup of tea. Now, of course, Drake, like when he sings, it's made for a younger demographic like us. But I personally don't relate to it because it's like that's I don't really care about that, So
yeah.
but at the end of the day, when he sings, it does move people. But for this album specifically, there was a lot of rapping on it, and I really like that. And to see Drake rap on good production, especially with 21, 21 did his thing. Do your thing, 21. Um, I think this project was pretty good, man.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Now let me hear your opinion, bro.
All right, you're gonna aim for this.
Okay.
Honestly, like my score is like it's like a 5 to a 6.
Okay. It's all right.
I thought it was I thought it was mid. I'm not gonna lie. I thought 21 carried the album.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
How so?
because
How
okay,
so?
I feel like okay, a lot of the song. Okay, Major Distribution was my favorite song like on the album.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I
But
respect
my
that.
biggest problem, yeah, my biggest problem was like a lot of the songs where Drake was in fact singing on it. He was
Mm.
literally just like a hype man for 21 like the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, for like me personally, like when listening to this album, I feel like there wasn't enough of 21. Like this felt like a
Yeah,
Drake album with a bunch of 21 features. It
yeah,
didn't
just
feel
like a
it didn't really feel like equal. Like I feel like
Mhm.
Drake took up a lot of the tracks, which is fine. I thought that was okay, but
Right.
I would have preferred to see more of 21 because I'm starting to like 21 a lot more. I've always liked his music, but over the years he's improved all like tremendously.
Yeah.
So like I would say a criticism for me is I wish we got more out of 21 in this album because while
Right.
Drake he did his thing, in my opinion, I think he delivered pretty well.
Yeah.
I would have wished to see a little bit more out of 21 Savage, but
Right.
you said what was your favorite song? Major Distribution.
Major Distribution, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I really liked Broke Boys, Rich Flex, and Pussy
That
in
was another
Millions.
good. Broke Boys was another good
Yeah,
one.
yeah. And I like Pussy in Millions, but only because of Travis's verse. Yeah, he
Well,
fucking
so
sad, bro. I'm not gonna
like
lie.
because the biggest problem with I found the album because it was meant to be a collaborative album,
Yeah.
which means that most of the lyrics in the song is split 50-50 between if it's two rappers and split 50-50 then or two musicians. this felt like just a Drake album, but had 21 as a feature.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, also like a lot of the time when Drake was singing, it was a little like very, very like suggestive for some
It is
reason.
very zesty, man. Do your thing,
Oh my
21. Do your thing. Nah, that's so zesty, bro.
Yeah,
Can you
little,
do something for me?
little,
Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah,
Drake. Like, yo, have you seen the TikTok memes? Like,
yeah, there's so many.
yo, it's so zesty, bro. Like, no, like for me, like when I first heard Rich Flex and I heard that verse, like I didn't really think of it like that. Like he's just trying to turn up, but when I saw those TikTok memes of like grown ass men throwing it back to Drake saying that, I'm like, oh my god. Yo, did you see the WWE like introduction to Drake and 21 saying that?
Yeah.
They were walking out and Drake being all zesty, like twerking on the fucking. He's like in the ring twerking and shit. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's so
The
dumb.
funniest thing about it was that, like when I was like about the same as you. Like when I first listened to it, I'm like I didn't think of it as much. And then the day after, I was in a lab with I was like doing a lab, and like with my group, and they were all talking about like why do all his lyrics sound so suggestive and gay?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Drake was kind of AO on this album. I'm not gonna lie.
What the fuck?
I know, right? But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I said, me personally, this is one of my. I like this Drake album compared to the last couple of Drake albums that he's dropped in the past.
Obviously, yeah. I mean,
Because
honestly, never mind with the
okay, this album was better than Honestly Nevermind. I think by far.
any other of his
And
albums are
way better than that dog shit Certified Lover Boy trash. I'm not gonna lie, that album was kind of ass. I'm gonna be real here. CLB was not that good.
Yeah, CLB was not that good, you know.
That's I'm not gonna lie, it's one of Drake's worst projects. that shit was yeah, for me, like me personally. If any of you guys like that, it's whatever. But
Literally, I'm pretty sure the whole point of that album was just because he was trying to rival Donda.
yeah, I guess. And he also pushed that album like 8 months back. You know that album was supposed to drop in January, but he dropped
I
in
mean,
like
the same with
September.
Donda, with Donda as well. Literally, like Kanye kept tweeting, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna finish Donda, but there's a B in the studio."
Yeah, he just yo, Kanye always does that, bro. You never words of mouth. Never trust Kanye when it comes to like release dates. Yo, I'm still waiting on that album. What was that album that he was supposed to drop, but he just never dropped it?
Donda 2?
No, not Donda 2. I forget the name. He was supposed to drop it on Black Friday.
Black Friday.
Not this past year, but a couple years ago. I forget the name, but he had like an album promotion. He dropped a song, like and everything.
Huh.
I forget the name, but yeah,
Yeah.
Kanye never delivers. I mean, when he does deliver, he gives us some pretty good music. But
Unfortunately though, you know,
yeah, obviously we all know what's going on right now. But
he's going on like a 30-day like Twitter like cleanse where he's just not gonna like talk.
You know what's funny? He said that on Instagram and then tweeted like the next hour.
I know, right? Exactly.
So he already failed. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's probably on it right now. So I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully his antics, he chills with the
I
antics
hope he
because
fucking stops with the antics, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
I want another like, because I want to stop like feeling guilty every time I listen to Jesus.
I don't feel guilty at all. But I mean, I feel you, bro. Like here's the thing with Kanye, bro. Like you gotta chill. Like we mentioned it last pod, but
Mhm.
he just gotta just de-stress, deload.
Dial it back.
Exactly. So I mean, him taking this break is good. I'm glad that he is. I mean, now that he is doing it right now, because he needs to, because he's burnt a lot of bridges. I still
Yeah.
gotta cop me some Yeezys regardless. The prices are dropping. Yeah. I mean, speaking of Twitter, now that Kanye is off, have you been on Twitter these past couple of days?
Like the verification with Elon Musk.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
new Twitter update. If anyone didn't know, if you're on Twitter, you would see that there's a lot of new verified accounts. So there's a thing on Twitter called Twitter Blue, where you could pay $8 a month. It's a subscription where basically it gives you some perks, such as you can edit tweets. You can always edit tweets, but you can download videos clearly. You can see videos at a higher resolution, and also in the new update, you can give yourself a verified tick, a verification badge on your account. And here's the thing with verification, like getting it on Twitter is pretty hard. Like you have to be a pretty known figure within your own community. So if you're a big YouTuber, a celebrity, an athlete, an artist, things of that nature, a government official, if you're very well known, you will get a check mark. You will get a check mark, meaning that you are verified, right? However, with Twitter Blue, with this new update, if you have the subscription where you pay $8 a month, you can give yourself a check mark. You can become verified. And here's my problem with it, I'm scrolling on Twitter yesterday. That's when it first came out, and I'm looking at like I'm very active in like the anime community, and I'm seeing accounts with like 50 followers with a verified check mark, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? And here's the thing, like, no ego shit. I don't mean to like flex or anything, be like, like you're irrelevant, but like respectfully, you have 74 followers. You tweet once a day. You get 0 likes. You get an occasional retweet from someone who doesn't follow you. Respectfully, on no ego shit, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows
Yeah.
who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mean to, I don't like being mean, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, unless you're like an athlete, a celebrity, um, a known figure within your own community, you shouldn't be verified. So the fact that people are paying $8 just to get that check to flex, it's kind of whack. And not only that, Elon's pockets are being filled because so many people are getting
Yeah.
it. How do you feel about it, man?
I find it so funny how being verified now is basically the opposite. Because now just buying a verification is just a really weird flex.
Exactly, because
like, like not being verified is better than being verified.
I mean, there on Twitter though there is like two ways to be verified. Obviously with Twitter Blue, but also you can get verified like through the regular way, where you can like
Yeah.
ask Twitter to like verify you. That's until like you get known and get a lot of following and shit. You get a large following and shit. Which I mean, if you do go on Twitter, you can see the difference between the two. If you do go on somebody's profile and click on their there's an echo by the way. Puts on the
Oh shit.
yeah, there's echo. What's it called? Yeah, if you go on somebody's account and they're verified, you can click on the check mark to see like why they're verified. They'll give you a description like this. It'll say one of two things. One, it'll say this person's verified because they have Twitter Blue, which means that they paid the $8 to get verified. Or if you click on the check mark, you'll see in the description that it'll say like this person is known because they're popular within the government or within like the entertainment business, which means that they've been verified through Twitter, meaning that they didn't pay the $8 and they got it through their hard work, right? And
Right.
before the new update, this was like the flex. Like if you got verified, like you were him. Like you were known, people respected you, you had clout. But now that like anyone can get the verification check, it's kind of whack that you have to pay $8. And not only that, it's
Yeah.
Twitter, bro. Like why are you spending $8 just to get a check? Just to get a check on your name, it's not cool. And at the end of the day, if you're paying for it and you don't have a following, you're not like what are you doing, bro? Like really, man? Like
You on Twitter like regardless.
I mean, Twitter can be beneficial, especially if you're a content creator. But
Yeah.
the sad part, here's the thing though. The sad part about not getting the check mark and not getting Twitter Blue, paying the $8 a month, is the fact that Elon did straight up come out and say like during a press conference with Twitter. He did say that if you don't have Twitter Blue, your tweets will not be on the algorithm, meaning that your tweets will be treated like spam emails. So like you won't be able to grow a large following. Your tweets won't get out to the algorithm. And all social media sites they have an algorithm, and apparently
Right.
if you do get a Twitter Blue paying the $8 a month, your tweets will get pushed out more. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting Twitter Blue at the end of the day. So for example, if you're a content creator, if you want to grow your following, if you're an artist and you grow your following primarily through Twitter, Twitter Blue is beneficial because your tweets will get out more through the algorithm because it'll be pushed since you subscribe to Twitter Blue. However, my biggest problem with it is the fact that there's so many impersonators. Like you mentioned before earlier, that there was like people impersonating ESPN reporters because they had that check mark, right?
Right.
So it's really sad. Like I saw like somebody was impersonating Wojnarowski, Woj on Twitter, and it said like per sources, Kyrie Irving has been released by the Nets, and I got so excited. I thought it was true because I was like, "Yo, finally, the Lakers can get Kyrie. LeBron can reunite with this boy." But like, I got so excited, but then I read the handle, and it was like some like fake shit. It wasn't Woj, of course. Like I saw
Right.
a fake LeBron tweet. Like there's so many impersonators, dog. It's bad. Like
Yeah, I saw the one where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm retiring from the NBA.
I saw one where somebody impersonated LeBron saying like I'm requesting a trade like
Yeah,
from the
like-
Los Angeles Lakers. Like it's so
Yeah, people-
dumb.
Yeah, because people don't realize too, like if you tweet that, then like you can get fined and maybe even suspended.
Yeah, that's true. As an NBA
So, like,
player.
right.
Yeah, bro, but I'm not gonna lie, Elon is wildin'. Like the fact that he's doing this, like he knows what he's doing with this like Twitter Blue subscription. Like the fact that we have to pay money for a free app, like this is, I'm not gonna lie, this is pay to win. Like I know this is like memed in like Fortnite and shit, but if you want to
Yeah.
win on Twitter and grow, you gotta pay that $8 a month. And thing is, me personally, I already have a large following on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. It's not Meek.
Don't follow him.
But I want to say like if you don't have Twitter Blue and you want to grow an audience primarily through Twitter, it's going to be very fucking difficult. And if this is how you like destroy your own app, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Having Twitter Blue, you have to pay money to just to get your tweets out on the algorithm to grow an audience. It sucks, bro. And unless you don't have a large following already, it's gonna be a lot harder to grow organically, especially if you're not gonna pay the $8. I know a lot of people's biggest like counter argument is gonna say like, oh, it's only $8, but it's like at the end of the day, man, it's a free social media app. You know, we should have to pay money just to promote the growth of our accounts on a social media app. Like imagine if Instagram and Facebook does it. I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, who barely uses Facebook anymore?
That's true. That's for the Zoomers.
Right.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
this is how you kill your own app. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like Twitter should be free. Obviously, of course, there are going to be some benefits to Twitter Blue, which I definitely do understand. I understand why Elon did it, but it's kind of putting more money into his pockets because a lot of people that we don't know with like 50 followers who don't get, they don't have traction. They're getting verified, and it's like it's bad, man. And the impersonators, yeah, being on Twitter, I'm not gonna lie. If this continues, a lot of people are gonna leave the app. And me personally, I don't want to leave Twitter. I like being on the app because I'm pretty active in like the Boruto community with like anime and shit, and also with like basketball. I keep up with a lot of basketball stuff on there, so it would suck for me to leave. If I'm being forced to leave because I don't want to pay the $8. Not everyone has $8 to spend right away. Like I'm a broke college student. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Life's hard out here when you're in college.
That's true, man. Speaking of Twitter, I've been seeing some clips of the new God of War on Twitter. Have you seen any clips of it? And
I've seen a couple. I've seen a few clips. Yeah.
I'm not gonna
a lot of
lie,
people tell me it's
it
very
looks really, really fucking good, man. Have you played any of
Yeah.
the God of War games or not?
No, I haven't.
Is there any games you've been playing as of late?
So I've been playing the new recently or like last month. I played the new Call of Duty game.
Modern Warfare 2,
just-
right?
Modern Warfare 2. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah, I finished the campaign, which is really good.
Yo, the campaign is nice, bro. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. The one thing that COD always delivers on is the campaign. Like,
Eh.
and that's just me personally, because I like having a story, and like playing in first person is fun.
Yeah. But the thing is that they definitely had like a lot of the misses outweigh the hits when like to be fair though. They've had like a lot of bad campaigns.
That's true. That's true. But I've been enjoying the past couple of campaigns
Yeah.
for these past couple of Call of Duties. I'm not gonna lie. How do you feel about the multiplayer?
So I have not played multiplayer yet.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a lot of gameplay and everything, and I've seen a lot of mixed reviews, mainly because of the fact that a lot of the people who complain about it being bad are like people who just are like, like the time to kill isn't as fast as it was in Modern Warfare 2019. And I'm like, just get better, just hit your shots.
That's true. I mean, each Call of Duty, I'm not gonna lie, the pace is going to change. I think people
Yeah.
get so used to the pacing of each COD
Right.
every year because they play the game all day. They have no life. That's all they
Right.
play, and they think like the game is gonna play that way, right? And like it's a different game. It's gonna be made by different developers, so
Right.
of course it's gonna be a little bit different, right? So as you said, hit your fucking shots.
Hit your shots.
Yes. Let's go back to the God of War topic. Now, me personally, I've not played God of War. I played a little bit of God of War 3. I'm definitely gonna replay it. I'm definitely gonna play the entire game because the new God of War, Ragnarok, it looks incredible. Spoiler alert. Maybe skip into like the future. Maybe skip the video for the next 2 minutes. I saw one cutscene where he's fighting Thor. Not Thor
Yeah,
from the MCU, but Thor from God of War.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and there's like a part in the fight where Kratos gets killed by Thor, and then you know when you die in those games you get set to like the cutscene. You get set to like the death screen, and they'll give you tips
Yeah.
and shit like, oh, do this, press this button to do that,
Uh-huh.
right? So after you die by Thor, and you get sent to the death screen, Thor literally tells you like, yo, I'm not done with you yet, and he literally resurrects you after killing you. And I don't know about you, bro, but that's one of the hardest things I've ever seen. You gotta look at that clip.
That's,
Have you seen it?
that, I actually think I have. Yeah, he's got like Air Force energy in that clip, man.
Yo, Thor is nasty. I'm not gonna lie, that Thor from God of War, he's already better than Thor from the MCU. Way
Okay.
better. I'm not gonna
Honestly, yeah,
lie.
I could agree with that.
He's already harder than him. He's more raw. Pause.
Mhm.
Yeah, like that.
What do you
That.
mean by that?
Yeah. I mean a lot of things, but what I'm trying to say is that Thor is, that battle was crazy. And if I remember correctly, when Kratos fought Baldur in the last God of War, I think that fight is on par. The fight with Thor is on par with the Baldur fight. In the beginning of God of War 3. So, I mean, I only played the beginning of God of War 3, so that's the only part I do know of the game. But those two beginning fights, yeah, those two fights really hook you into the latest installments of God of War. So, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I've seen some streamers play the game. I've only seen them play about, I would say about 20% into the game. And I'm not gonna lie, at least from the beginning, it's easily contender for Game of the Year.
Oh yeah.
That game or Elden Ring? Elden Ring.
I don't know about Elden Ring, man.
Have you played Elden Ring or no?
No, because like mainly because of the fact that I haven't played any of the Dark Souls games, and people keep telling me like you should probably play the Dark Souls games first because it kind of gives you a good grasp on how to play Elden Ring.
Well, Elden Ring is pretty beginner friendly. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to play the Souls games first.
True,
You don't
yeah.
play the Dark Souls first to get into Elden Ring. Elden Ring has its own lore and shit, so you don't have to worry about that. But I do
Well, no,
want,
not bad.
but I do want to say that, yeah, in my opinion, for Game of the Year, it's either Elden Ring or God of War. Here's the thing with Elden Ring. Elden Ring, the reason why it was so good is because the gameplay was great. Like if you actually played the game, the way you fight the bosses, like you can play the game any style you want. You don't have to play the main story right away. You can go to other places, do side missions, go to caves, level up your character, things of that nature. And it's a typical Souls game, but it's open world, which is what made it so unique at the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, when Elden Ring dropped, there was so much fucking hype. Like,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
that first month, when did Elden Ring drop? Like March earlier this year, right? March,
And
February,
maybe like late or early March, late February, maybe.
something like that. Yeah, when Elden Ring first dropped, that first 2 weeks, every single streamer that like streamed on Twitch and YouTube was playing Elden Ring.
I know.
Like everybody was playing it, bro. Like the hype was there, and I mean, we haven't had this similar hype since God of War dropped a couple days ago, right? So
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
in terms of hype, those are the only two games that have really like gotten everyone into like playing that game. Even people
Yeah.
who aren't really into those series. The fact that we
Mhm.
have games like that can get into those games, to
Mm-hmm.
get newcomers into those games, it says a lot.
Mhm.
That's a lot of motion right there, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you need to get people into those games, and I think that's important, man. That's, compared to other games that have dropped this year, those are two games that are easily contenders for Game of the Year. Of course, there are other games out. If you guys are listening, let us know if there are any other games that are honorable mentions, because those are the only two games I can think of right now. Maybe Horizon Zero Dawn, if I'm saying
Mhm.
that game correctly. I've seen some gameplay. That game
I-
looks
I
really
think-
good. But yeah, any other games that you think are Game of the Year or no?
Not really. Just one of my biggest quarrels, like especially with like a lot of like the games that are out now. It's like I would love to play them, but it's just the fact that they're like the price is like so much bigger now.
Yeah,
And it's just
the prices are increasing. I do want to get the new I do want to get the new Call of Duty, but it's $70. Like
Yeah.
it's raising, it's rising, and I think it's because the consoles. When the PS5 and the new Xbox dropped.
yeah.
What's
I think that's the
when Xbox Series X dropped? Their prices were like what, $600, and they dropped to 500 or something like that.
yeah.
And because of that, they raised the prices to the next gen games from $60 to $70. And I think if you're in Canada, that's like $80 as well.
Yeah.
So that rose as well. So it's annoying how like games are getting higher in price, which I mean is only a $10 increase, but you know,
It's
if you
still
don't
quite
have
a
a lot
lot
of
though.
money, it's still a lot of if you don't have a lot of money, buying those games are still cost effective. It still costs a
Yeah.
lot of money to buy regardless, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like damn. You know, it's just inflation.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. Video game
Yeah.
quality is going up, even if the games themselves aren't that of quality. Even though I think buying a game like God of War or Elden Ring for $70 is worth the price, in my personal opinion. Some games just aren't worth that. Like the games depreciate over time, such as sports games like 2K and FIFA. Um,
2K and FIFA are like literally examples of just like the copy and paste.
Exactly. Like, here's my problem with 2K, man. It's every single year, 2K drops, everyone hypes it up. Oh man, this is the year 2K.
This could be
2K
the
20.
greatest one.
This is gonna be the greatest year of all time, the greatest 2K ever. There's so much hype, the new gameplay, new everything. The game drops, everyone loves it for the first month, and then after a couple months, the complaints come in, the criticism, the hate comes in. Oh man, this 2K sucks. This 2K is not that good. But there's still some people who enjoy the game. There's still people who believe, oh, this is the best 2K. This is the best. This 2K was way better than last year. And then you go into the next year, everyone's shitting on the game, and 2K fell off essentially, where no one's really
Yeah.
playing it compared to to release month, and the cycle continues. That's the problem with 2K, and that's the problem with sports games in general, man. Every single year, the fan base for those games, for 2K, for Madden, for FIFA, all the fans are like, "Yo, this is the year. This is gonna be
Yeah.
the best FIFA ever. This is gonna be the best Madden or 2K ever." And then when the game does drop, everyone's like, "Yo, this 2K is way better than last year. It's already way better than last year's."
Yeah.
And then after the first month. And then after a couple months later, a couple months go by, nobody's playing the game, and everyone's shitting on it, just like the previous year. You know what I'm saying? And the cycle continues. That's the problem with sports games, man. I feel like that's the common problem with sports games every single year, and that's why I'm not really into sports games anymore, like I used to be with 2K, Madden, and FIFA. Because growing up, I used to be so heavy into those games with like 2K16, FIFA 14. The older Maddens. I don't really care about those games anymore. Because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, every single year, the only difference between 2K17 and 2K22 is the fact that there's an updated roster. The only
Yeah.
like, of course, there are gameplay differences that can change the game, but for the most part, the only difference between these games is that there's a new roster every year, and that's about
Yeah.
it. Of course, there are new gameplay differences and game modes and shit that are introduced that are maybe taken out and are brought back later, but at the end of the day, it's the same game every year, and
Yeah.
that's why I don't really care about sports games. That's why I don't really care about sports games like that anymore, compared to games like Elden Ring and God of War.
Right.
And even though Elden Ring is a Dark Souls game, and Soulsborne games are pretty repetitive. At least there's a new storyline every year. There's
Yeah.
a different lore. There's new mechanics. There's new weapons and shit that make it completely different compared to sports games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I will say though that like one of the only like sports games that actually like change things every year is MLB The Show.
That's true. I don't play
Because
MLB,
I mean,
so I don't know how that works. But
yeah.
go ahead.
I think it's because of the fact that they're not owned by EA.
Who are they owned by?
San Diego Studios.
Okay, so it's a
So it's like
smaller studio.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a small studio, and they're not fucking like money hungry bastards who just okay, hey, you want this player, pay like $10.
Yeah, yeah. That's the sad part, man. Especially with Ultimate Team on FIFA and 2K, it's bad.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Like in terms of games.
Yeah. Any other games you want to talk about or not?
I mean, there's not really much because again, I feel like so far nothing's really like piqued my interest, like aside from like a couple.
That's true. Like me personally, like I've been playing a lot of the older Arkham games, the Batman games, because
Yeah.
like I grew up on them. But
Mhm.
like, I mean, with God of War dropping, like I'm mad I don't have a PS5. I gotta buy one.
I don't have a PS5 either. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, dude.
Dude, we need. I'm not gonna lie. We got a couple PS5 this year, or at least by next year. Because here's the thing: like games are finally dropping for next gen. Because I feel
Yeah.
like the problem with PS5 and the Xbox Series X when it first released was the fact that there was not many games that released. A lot of the new games that were dropping were being made for the previous gen, so there was no point of getting them. Excluding,
Yeah.
of course, there were some benefits to getting the new consoles with like sports games and shit like 2K, Madden, and FIFA, because there was like extra game modes and shit. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
when those two consoles released, when the next cycle happened, there was not many games on the market that was needed for those consoles. But now that newer games are coming out, such as God of War and future games like the new Spider-Man, you're gonna need those newer consoles, man. And of course, those games are gonna be made for the previous gens as well. But having the newer consoles is gonna be such a significant upgrade, especially graphics wise and gameplay wise. Your enjoyment's gonna go up. So, if you don't have a new next gen console, I highly recommend. I mean, for both of us and anyone listening, to get
Right.
one. I mean, I have a gaming PC, so I don't really need it, but I definitely do want it for the exclusives like Spider-Man, like God of War. It would be worth it in the end.
Just get a PC. You don't even have to upgrade anymore.
Yeah, that's true. You got anything else you want to say for the pod for this episode? Or nah?
Another thing I want to like bring up is also the fact that when it comes to like because the fact that games are like $10 more now.
Yeah.
Like I get it for things like the Xbox Series X and like the PS5,
Hmm.
but for PC it's like why are like the prices changing for them? It's the exact. It's been like chances are the PC like graphics are probably gonna look about like the same like as they've always been. I don't get why like they're changing compared to to PS5 and Xbox.
I think it's because of inflation. Like I said earlier.
Yeah,
It's just the prices overall. Since these companies for consoles are pushing it up, I think like
Yeah.
companies online for PC like Steam is gonna follow suit. Unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen. Hopefully it doesn't change. Like imagine in the future 2K you have to buy for $100. That'd be insane. You know,
God,
that'd be
hate that.
disgusting, man.
that'd
Um,
be AIDS.
Yeah, that'd be terrible, man. Yeah. You got any? What else do you want to mention for this episode outside of video games? Because we kind of
Honestly, I
hit
think that's
everything. Yeah, we hit everything, man.
Yeah. We very short episode.
Yeah, I'm
This,
not gonna lie. Yeah, we had a couple of things. You do sound kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie. I did notice that. You sound low
I did
energy.
just like wake up. I did wake up recently. Like,
Oh, you did
earlier.
just wake up? Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I had a long day. I had classes and shit and all studying.
Yeah.
So
I had only one class today, but I was still tired.
yeah, I'm just tired from studying all day, man. Cause I got an exam next week. But yeah, man.
Midterms.
Yeah, midterm coming up. But yeah, episode 2 of the Salty Ones is done. Make sure you like and subscribe. Cheese, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
And
What do you want me to say? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Peace out.
yeah.
Next episode.
Yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you join the Discord. Keep in touch with us, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.